Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for choosing the Astral Adventures Warzone Tour. I'll be your pilot and tour guide as we enter this corporate war zone. Please be advised that this podcast contains scenes of violence, adult language, and if we did our jobs right, disturbing subject matter. Listener discretion is heavily advised. I noticed that the TEPCorp security forces have launched an anti-air missile at us. Please note that this vessel does not have any defensive measures currently installed, so I'd recommend using the complementary data centers located in the headrests of the seat in front of you to send your final goodbyes to your loved ones, courtesy of Astral.
Hello, and welcome to the Stars Aren't All Right, an actual play Call of Cthulhu 7th Ed podcast. This time around, for the one-shot we will be running tonight. I will be your keeper, Tom. No longer a player now. The power is in my hands.
Because he died.
I did die. I have ascended, actually. This is heaven, and now I get to bring the rest of them into hell and maybe get vengeance on Leah. Who can say?
Wait a minute. We established it wasn't my fault.
So, join us tonight for our adventure within the wonderful system created by the keeper of the main campaign, The Stars Aren't All Right, Brian. I am just borrowing a world and trying to do my best not to ruin it. And Alex is going to do his best to ruin it. All the same.
And hey, look, Tom, I just want to put you at your ease right away because I know it's a lot. It's very stressful, running a game for the first time, especially when you're recording it. Nothing you do tonight will be good enough. So you might as well not try.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm loose.
I feel like,
just tell them it's all intentional.
That's it.
That's right.
I feel like you can get away with a lot by just waving your hands and being like, theater of the mind.
Ooh, yeah,
Ooh,
true.
Very true.
True.
And because this is an auditory format, the theater of the mind is going to be super important for all of our listeners tonight, which brings me to the first point of order. Let's introduce our cast, starting with Leah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Leah here. Do my character now?
Yeah,
or just myself?
You can, as always, you can be as liberal with your character as you like.
I say nothing. No, I was kidding. Yes, my character is Adella Martin. She is a 36-year-old woman. Is quite petite. 5'5", brown hair, kind of like a pixie cut. She has an interest in medicine. Yes, she's an obstetrician, and she's quite good at it. Yes, she is. And good with her hands because of her profession.
Ladies.
And gentlemen. We are going for something new tonight.
Oh, God. We have Leah trying to play a straight woman again.
No.
Jesus.
Disaster.
It's all over.
It is canon.
Shut it down now.
That is all I have to say.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And our wonderful guest for the night.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. Thank you for having me.
Whoop.
This evening I will be playing Sid with 2 Ds. And I'm like a tour guide, and I'm 24 years old. I got some real nice blonde wavy hair with big brown puppy dog eyes.
Nice.
That's all you need to know.
Radical, dude. Thank you so much, Kelsey. Brian.
I am Brian. You might recognize me from such works as this podcast. I will be tonight playing Marco Uccisore. Try to put the voice on. I'm going to be playing Marco Uccisore. Marco, he comes from the Casta. He did a lot of work for La Familia, kind of as, the muscle, not exactly known as the brains of the operation, but something happened, a bit of this, a bit of that. Now he works for Astral Adventures as a tour guide. You know, he's really just trying to focus on himself. Now he's a Buddhist. He's learning Reiki, which is really exciting. He found a guy online that runs a course.
That is not a profession.
I just think that's a very Eurocentric way of looking at it, you know? So, Marco he's really found himself. He's a unit, Marco. He's about 6'11", 305 pounds, and it's not all muscle, but it's muscle where it counts.
Yeah, absolute unit. All right, and finally, Alex, would you like to take this time to introduce your character?
I will briefly. I'm Alex Collins. You may know me from ruining other parts of this podcast. And I will be playing as Buddy, Buddy, which I guess speaks in the lexicon that Kelsey has established. It would be Buddadiddy.
Excellent.
But he just goes by Buddy or Bud. And he is a children's animator with Astral Adventures.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
And so the stars have aligned, and they are not all right.
Keep it together, Leah. You can do it.
Get ready, everybody. If you are keeping up with our podcast, you know that we try our very best to keep it spooky, but I fully anticipate that things are going to go off the rails a bit tonight. So let me introduce you to the setting. Just before I start describing where we're at, for our listeners' information, at the table tonight, we have not one, but two little Nerf guns. They will become important later on in the session. Additionally, all of our players have been given a single scroll of paper. That is a mystery not only to them, but to me. So later on in the session, when I ask them to look at these rolls of paper, we will suspend disbelief until at the end of the session they can finally tell you what is on those things. But now you'll be in the loop when I say, look at your papers. You won't just be lost and confused. Unless you skipped the intro to this episode, in which case, oof, tough luck, buddy. So, let's get things started. Our adventure through space begins, as it always does for the indentured crew of the Jameson in the galley, which, in these simulated mornings aboard the Astral Adventures capital cruiser, is sectioned off to divide the guests from the crew not wanting to mingle the paying peoples of the galaxy with those low lives, determined to serve them until those debts are repaid, or, other things. The reason we find ourselves aboard this particular vessel, the Jameson, is because this is the only extreme tour guides vessel in the fleet of Astral Adventures. An old beauty, rectangular and rough, much like the individuals who built it back in the day. None of these sleek, modern designs intended to woo the rich and well-off. No, this was purpose-built to transport people from A to B, and instead now converted to a luxury liner for those few rich enough to enjoy the niceties of deep space. But this story isn't exactly about the guests aboard the Jameson. No, it is about the Extreme Tour Guides crew, who, in their specific section, are eating their traditional, premium simulated traditional American breakfast protein goo brought to you by Real Meat. The Jameson is a vast, aged vessel, one of the cornerstones of the Astral Adventures fleet. Its old, elongated, polygonal structure is out of place, but the people within it are at home. Though old, it is well-equipped, reliable, and hardy enough to venture to the very fringe of the Promethean Highway, which is where you find yourselves this wonderful simulated morning. All around you are walls, put there in place by the ship's autopilot, also named Jameson, the ancient being that it is. You sit in quiet comfort on metal benches on a long, hall-sized table singled out within this compartment of the sectioned-off galley, the larger space on this second floor of the cruiser. You've been working together for quite some time now, as it is fairly difficult to become an extreme tour guide. Not only do you need experience, you need longevity, and it is incredibly difficult to find both of those qualities among the indentured here on Astral Adventures cruise lines. But for those rare few who ascend to these heights, luxuries abound, of course at the expense of their release from indentured servitude, but, that's the price you pay when you are in debt. So, collared and happy, for the most part, by comparison to many, we find our characters seated and enjoying their protein goo, flavored like an American breakfast.
I am so tired of this goo. Ugh.
If you start trying to divorce yourself from your physical reality, and you kind of let go of the truth that's in front of you, you can then...
You're saying words again. What are you saying?
I'm just saying, if you think about something else, you should think about something else while you eat it. And, maybe it doesn't matter that it tastes funny,
When Marco suggests that, Adella looks at her wrists. Her eyes kind of go over the back of her head, and she shivers a little bit, and then starts to eat her goo.
With a satisfying slop, it enters the spoon. And then down the gullet with that wonderful smooth texture you've come to know and appreciate.
Oh, there's another fingernail in mine. How do these keep getting in here?
I am done. I don't want anymore.
Gotta eat your Wheaties.
I do not eat Wheaties.
It's at this point that the familiar sense of the trademarked premium food starts being shipped down the corridor through the galley to the actual paying guests aboard this vessel. And the smells of the real meats platter hits your noses.
Oh, is there like a window or
There
like
are
doors?
Slim windows in the expanding hallway and doors that wrap around the crew quarters of the galley at this time of the day. You can see the tray being pushed along by the robotics on the floor. And from it, you can see the cartoonish Studio Ghibli scent wafting off of the meats and fresh foods as they are delivered to the two guests aboard this Astral Adventures vessel further on in the galley.
That was my follow-up question. And so we see this cartoonish cloud of delicious smells. Do we get a bonus dice on checks to float in the air after it?
I was gonna say, yeah.
I would say yeah. I would say absolutely yes. And in fact, it would be a constitution check to avoid doing so. It's so strong as the waft.
But there's also a dex check to flap your hands like
Yes.
their little
And
hands.
if you fail the dex check, you don't actually generate enough lift to float through the air. That being said, an alarm comes on now. You see over the doorway to this cordoned off section of the galley a green bar over top of the entranceway that begins to ripple and pulse with the chords of a voice, and you know this to be the voice of Jameson, the autopilot.
Hello, Astral Adventures crew. You have precisely until 1100 hours to complete your meal before making your way to the orientation deck for our two guests before we descend down to Radwin V for our astral adventure. Enjoy your meal. Brought to you by Real Meat, the realest meat in the galaxy.
Jameson,
Yes?
can we please have food other than this gruel?
As always, the leftovers are meant to be disposed of. However, if you encounter the androids transporting them from our premium guests, you may grab a little nubbin.
Leftovers? Ugh. Puta madre.
Thank you once again for being our treasured crew aboard the Jameson. This is Jameson, signing off.
I also realized I just cursed in Spanish, but I'm trying to be French.
You speak Spanish in French.
I know.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Amazing. Yeah, I think Marco is just like, well, I think we should perhaps be grateful that we might get the opportunity to, get some nice food coming finally.
Adela just stares at Marco.
Or
At
you
this
could.
point, Sidida comes and slides into the bench, and Adella, are you not gonna finish your meal?
No, Sid, you can have it.
Oh, double food for me, and also a tour today. Nice. They start eating.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's a very positive outlook. It's a growth mindset, and I respect it.
Positivity did not get me here alive.
I suppose.
I understand you are alive. How many babies have you delivered?
I have already told you 10, 12.
And you promise I can come to the next one?
I do not think there will be a next one.
There might be. There's lots of dudes on the ship. You could deliver your own baby.
My own?
I don't know.
No. Adella does not get pregnant.
Protection. Keeps eating.
It's at this point that the familiar of the sliding doors open, and you see one of the pilots aboard this vessel, Yoru Reese, enter the room with a fresh tray of the previously seen high-quality foods. As they are not indentured like the rest of you, they are a paid individual aboard this fleet, and they come and they set the tray down in front of all of you, and they say,
Yeah, so, here's your food.
Adella just grabs it. How much food is on this tray?
It's like a well-adorned charcuterie tray. They've taken bits and pieces and slabs of meat as well as vegetables, fruits, real fruits and vegetables brought to you by Real Meat, and have placed them on the table for you to share. This is a tradition, seemingly, that Yoru tends to keep. Yoru themselves, you all know, having been veterans of this vessel, is rather green and is known for their more technical elements of space travel. Not exactly a fine motor skills pilot, but is being trained by the lead pilot, Sasha Folly. They are tall, thin, narrow, and at a glance, emaciated. This is the type of person who, if they stood the correct way, could hide behind a telephone post. However, they just claim it is because they have a fast metabolism. And they are not as hoity-toity as the other paid service people aboard the Astral Adventures fleet. They wear their fine clothes in more of a disheveled demeanor and carry themselves as such, which you believe is the reason they decide to share their food with you all in the indentured section of the galley. So here they stand, long blonde hair tied into a messy bun. It's clearly bleached as the black roots are reaching through. Book in hand.
So, going down today, huh?
Yeah, we're heading down to Radwin 5. Do you know anything about Radwin 5?
Not much. I do know that it was, previously unexplored. You're going to be the first humans to go down to the surface, but
Wow.
that's about it, really. No, pardon me. The real meat is, hitting me a little different this morning. The moral of the story is this. It's pretty exciting. Jameson will fly the shuttle down for you. Yeah, but you're gonna be at the orientation anyway, so you'll see all that.
That sounds about right. You're a good guy. I appreciate, you sharing your food with us. You don't have to do that.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just not too hungry, especially in the mornings. So eat up. It's from what I've told, real meat's real trademark meat. So it should actually have substantial amounts of healthy proteins and fats.
Is there cheese?
There is cheese on the platter as well.
Okay, Adella's just like eating the cheese like a little mouse.
And there's vegetables?
Yeah, yes, there are a few vegetables, nothing crazy. It's mostly fruits and meats and cheeses.
Split the veg, no scurvy for us, everybody! Hands it out.
Well said. The vitamins in your protein mush actually provide you with everything to fight against scurvy. But, yeah, you're right. Eating vegetables can't hurt. So, anyways,
kind of radical, a life lesson.
Absolutely radical. Oh, also, the reason I wanted to pop by this morning in particular is that you're going to be actually joined by a fourth astral adventurer on your journey today. They'll be introduced during the orientation. I just didn't want you guys to get all surprised.
Well, appreciate the heads up.
Oh, and as tradition demands, all three of you please pull a straw to see who's going to be our lead adventurer today.
And I'll have each of you roll a D100, please.
Okay.
Oh.
What does being the lead adventurer mean?
That is a phenomenal question. Lead adventurers amongst our elite task force get to carry all of the mission-critical equipment, including and gun.
Oh, the and gun.
Including and gun.
Tom, do you want me to roll as well for that?
No. Dear friend, you are not going to be the lead adventurer on today's mission. But that's okay. So, going around the
try to
table.
turn myself in the main character, though.
What do we roll there?
I rolled a 75.
75.
98?
That's pretty good.
Oh.
26.
Isn't that...
I know, I was messing with Leah. 26 is the number we were looking for. Congratulations.
Radical! I've never carried the end gun before.
Well, you're going to be able... I love where your head's at. It's not a shotgun. It's just a pistol. But it's in case there is any surviving life forms down on the planet amongst the forest life.
See, remind me, do you know how to use that?
Oh, totally. I didn't get to be the top tour guide with no training.
Okay.
I feel like he did just mention it's not a shotgun, but
Sid, Double D, I do love where your head is at. You'll be able to collect your equipment in the hangar when you disembark from your appropriate shuttle.
Radical, thank you.
Of course. I don't remember. Since you've joined the Elite Adventure Squad, is this your first time as a team leader?
Absolutely. But don't worry. I know the drill. I've watched so many times.
I'm glad to hear that because I don't know. I'm a pilot. I don't know the drill. I don't give tours. So I believe in you. I trust you. You're going to nail it.
Thanks.
he's right, kid. You got this.
Yeah.
Eat some celery. Crunch, crunch.
Beautiful. Go easy on that. It's very expensive. Okay. Goodbye, guides.
Bye, Yoru. Thanks again. And,
Really bye.
and Marco is going to clap them on the back.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Have a good morning. You've got about 30 minutes until the actual orientation. Bye-bye.
And at which point you hear the boom, boom. And Jameson announces,
Door to galley closed.
and Yoru promptly leaves.
Did everyone else hear that where we are going, no human has been before?
Yeah, we're going to be like the first people out there. It's kind of exciting, actually.
This does not sound good.
I want to put this on my resume.
Yeah, I think good and bad are, maybe kind of constructs that we're familiar with. And if we approach this with the mindset of just novel and not novel, that we'll maybe walk away from
What
this.
do you even have on your resume, Sid?
Excellent Astral Adventures tours. I made it through level 1 through 7, and now I'm at the Elite.
That is it? Astral Adventures? Nothing
You know
else?
Some people are born into this, and some people are contracted.
You were born into Astral Adventures?
Have we never talked about this before?
No.
Oh. Well, so, should we start from the beginning?
Be another time. Another time.
All right.
It's at this point, Jameson once again comes on the line.
Wonderful tour guides. The doors are now open. Feel free to peruse the wonders of the Jameson to your heart's content until the orientation in the galley in approximately 25 minutes.
Adella will stuff some whatever leftover food there is that would kind of keep inside pockets in her pockets.
Gotcha.
I'll put everything that doesn't keep in my pocket.
You gotta smell.
Just like the jams. The squishy fruit.
Squish, 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 squish.
Wonderful. So the doors now open from the very limited area of the galley where you were confined for your breakfasts. The hall continues to seal you off from the rest of the crew who are eating in the civilized society portion of the galley. You are prompted into the main hallway that runs through the entire section of this floor of the Jameson. If you go all the way to the north of the vessel, due north to the bow, I have no idea, the front of the ship where the pointy end is that
it
cuts
is
through
the
the
bow.
water. Great. You will find the cabin and the deck where the pilots and the Commodore command the ship.
So you said this is like a capital vessel. This is like a big fucking unit of a ship?
It's a big unit.
All right.
This is a vessel from older times that was repurposed for the Astral Adventures experience. Many of their modern vessels are quite smaller by comparison and far more compact. This is for only the creme de la creme of clientele.
Don't worry, Marco. It's not as big as your unit.
I would like to point out that I have divorced myself from desire. So therefore, the size of my wang is no longer as important to me as it used to be. Nonetheless, I appreciate your compliment, and I will
This sounds
remember.
like a first.
I'm trying to say something nice here, Adella.
Okay, continue.
I will remember your compliment forever because nobody's talked about my penis for a long time.
So how big is it?
If you imagine like a snake that swallowed an apple.
Not
So,
two
like,
apples,
it's a little
just one.
swollen?
Just, yeah, I'm saying it's not good. That's what I'm saying. It's scaly and
I see.
This feels like it's getting weird.
That is just nature.
It is just nature. That's true. I'll tell you what, maybe let's see what happens planet side.
Adella kind of bumps Sid and kind of whispers to them. I have seen it. It's not as good, but I'm trying to bolster him up before the mission.
But he's not the team lead.
What are you guys whispering about?
Nothing, Marco. Nothing.
We're talking about your dick.
Oh, good lord.
And?
We still are.
Marco is going to clear the plates, kind of clean the table, and then maybe he's going to go see if he can find out some information on this mysterious fourth tour guide.
Wonderful. So there are a few places aboard this vessel that you can go to investigate that. The Jameson is divided into two clear sections. The upper floor, where people reside and most mission-critical activities occur, and the lower floor, where you can find the engine room as well as the hangar bay. And, of course, the cargo bay, which is an extension of the hangar bay. It just continues onward. The upper floors contain the bridge, the crew cabins, the guest cabins, and, of course, the pool, quote-unquote, which is a repurposed area of lesser cabins to be an indoor pool for the ultra-premium guests.
Adella's going to try to look for smokes.
Try to look for smokes. All right. Adella, there's no point in making you roll a find hidden check because there are no smokes just kind of crammed into nooks and crannies. But I have good
Adella,
news.
no, that's a structural cigarette. You pull that out, the shit all falls apart.
Like, I always find cigarettes in this bolt. So the interior of the Jameson, it very clearly portrays that it is an outdated vessel. But, as they say, good bones. The strange rectangular structure to everything doesn't really fit in with the modern aesthetics. There are metal railings that make the structure of the ship's interior very cleanly visible. It's as though at any point in time you're walking through a large ribcage. And it lacks some of the modern niceties of the smaller vessels in the Astral Adventures fleet. But the rooms have been modified. The food generation as well as the transport capabilities on this vessel make it second to none. This is one of the crown jewels of the fleet, and all of you know this. If you want to go find cigarettes, you know that your best bet is trying to locate none other than one of the ship's mechanics. Now, in order to find them, you'd probably have to descend down to the even far more obviously aged lower level, whereon there is the hangar, the cargo bay, and the engine room. Easy enough to do. As extreme tour guides, you have free movement in the ship. They just try and keep you separated during breakfast hours, but it's not uncommon for you to bump into the guests while you're moving down the two main hallways that make up the length of this ship. So, you want to find cigarettes? You got to go down a level.
Marco, I'm going down to meet the mechanic.
Yeah, your two options. Darcy Monroe, who is the head mechanic, would absolutely have cigarettes. In fact, She gets her kicks from trying to smoke cigarettes on the bridge because she knows the Commodore hates it. And Tyson, who is her apprentice, tries to mimic her badass demeanor, but fails miserably because he has the lungs of a sissy and can't really smoke cigarettes without coughing up a lung.
I am going down to go see Darcy. If you want to come, that's where I'm going.
Do I think that Darcy or Tyson would maybe have some insight into our other tour guide?
You've heard of the expression loose lips sink ships. Fortunately, in space, ships don't sink. They just kind of float.
Tight.
Tyson, loose lips. He'll talk about anything. And Darcy confides in Tyson because they're the only two mechanics of any sort of real importance amongst the Astral Adventures fleet. Darcy, in particular, is an individual who trained many of the mechanics across most of the fleet, but has this cushy job now aboard the Jameson, this aged vessel of luxury.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll come. I wanna chat to Tyson. You know, he's got them loose lips, as they say.
Do you like those loose lips?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, you would. See, you coming?
Yeah. I also want to stop by the Wall of Fame of tour guides and see all their names again. Can we do that on the way back?
It's super easy to do. In fact, you have to pass the crew quarters to get to the elevators that take you down to the second level, as it's uncommon for people who aren't the mechs to use the stairways that run between the walls down to get to the lower level. You'd have to stop in your room to find the hall of tour guides.
I gotta go to the Hall of Tour Guides and talk to my grandpa.
All right. So, as you all embark down this singular long corridor on this upper floor of this polygonal ship, you walk the full, incredibly long distance down this singular corridor that connects every main structure on this level. And eventually you make it to the crew quarters at the very rear of the ship, nearest to where the engines actually are located. And there are your quarters, Sid Double D.
We're all heading this way?
This is the fastest way down to the engine room.
Yeah.
You guys, I've showed you this so many times, but right here, that's where my grandpa, his name is. He survived. He got off the ship. So he is a surviving tour guide. I want to be like that one day. Everyone say hi to Grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa.
Hello.
I do like the Hunger Games thing that they do.
Yeah, right. To put the fingers up or whatever.
You give Grandpa the scout salute. Yeah. You hear a voice go back.
Hey, you're killing the game, Sid.
Oh, I didn't know he could talk here.
Oh, I really need smoke now. Come on, let's go.
All right, it's easy enough. The elevator only goes up and down a single floor. So once you enter into those elevators proper, you press the button and the doors close. And Jameson says,
Now descending the elevator.
and bing, bing.
Elevator doors now open.
Okay, Adella walks out.
You walk out, and it is a far more vast environment relative to the upper floor where the crew quarters and practically all of the niceties of the ship are located. This is just an open space divided by several central doors. You enter into the cargo hold, which is the first room accessible via the elevators. A room roughly the same size as the hangar, chock full of supplies for the long voyages of the Jameson. Packed to the brim, the storage boxes are stored and removed by large robotic arms mounted in the ceiling, and transferred to the lift directly beside yours that moves it into the kitchen through relay of the galley. And further distributed robotics from there turn it into the supplies for those who dwell on the second level of the ship. Because there's so much being stored within the cargo hold, there are makeshift corridors within this massive room between these boxes. None of them are well lit due to the sheer mass of each of these stacks of supplies. So amongst the lower level, this is one of the most easy places to get lost in. That being said, you can see your target dead ahead. The glowing green bar that simulates a voice across a microphone. Jameson being present on the far end of this room, about 60, 70 or so meters away. easy enough to walk across, your footfalls echoing through the enlarging chamber, bouncing off the supplies stored within, until you get to the door where, once again, you hear, boom, boom.
Entering the hangar.
The hangar, the hangar, the hangar.
Excellent Foley, Kelsey. Thank you.
Yes. And now you are in the very belly of this ship where not one, not two, but 3 premium Astral Adventures smooth entry shuttlecraft are located. These shuttlecraft are above and beyond, not only in size, but in comfort. You know that each of these vessels act as emergency escape boats in case of, well, emergencies. Each of them possessing their own puny gate to allow them to travel great distances in small periods of time, and all of which have been synced up to our autopilot, Jameson.
Just so the audience knows, we've decided to incorporate the fake ads right into the episode.
Yeah, I'm immediately hearing like commercial music in the background of this. That's going in for sure.
That is kind of the whole vibe for your time aboard the Jameson. These 3 vessels are properly docked and waiting to be used. You know that in no small time you will be boarding one of these vessels and descending down to Radwin V for your astral adventure.
So just for clarification, these are our escape vessels.
Yep.
But they are also our primary means of transporting our clients to
Correct.
the tour. So
They're luxury escape vessels.
oh yes, okay, very good, very good, very good.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep. They have all the niceties of a elite guest's crew quarters, combined with the efficiencies of a ship that can withstand extensive travel through the Promethean Highway. Because the people who pay the money to be aboard the Jameson kind of need to escape in fashion.
All right, awesome.
Unlike the greater structure of the Jameson as a whole, these shuttlecraft don't really fit in. They very clearly bear modern design. They're smoother, they're nicer, they're easier on the eye. And the insides reflect that. But again, the most key feature here is that no pilots are necessary for these shuttlecraft. The autopilot Jameson can take full control and not only enter orbit with them, but leave and set destinations and get you where you need to go. Once again, about 100 meters away now, as the hangar is the largest room on the ship, is this door. That gets you to the engine room, which is stored at the front of the ship before all of the energy is sent to the back engines. You walk across, your footfalls not echoing this time, so vast is the space, it's lost in time. The doors open and close with the same intonation as Jameson always provides.
Entering the engine room.
Closes behind you. And there you see both of your ship's mechanics relaxing. One of whom, as chance may have it, is smoking a cigarette in the engine room's entryway before entering into the room proper, so as not to mix any potential fumes with any of the madness happening within that room. But yeah, there you see Darcy Monroe and Tyson McQueen.
Ah, Darcy, you've started without me, you beautiful creature. Give me one.
You know what, as you say, here, take one. And you see her smack the pack of cigarettes, and one pops out the end, and she holds it out to you.
Oh, thank you.
And you see Tyson, with preternatural reflexes, open a Zippo and hold it out to you.
Thank you, boy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Adella takes a long drag. Oh, I needed that.
Yeah, me too. Totally.
Yeah, you go get him, Tyson.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
Darcy then speaks up. So, yeah. What the fuck are you doing down here? You
Take another drag.
Smoke break? Yeah, sure.
Adella was, a slave to the desires of her flesh. But the rest of us, we came down. Well, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I was wondering if you maybe heard anything about this new mystery tour guide?
Nah.
Hold on, Marco.
Yeah.
What do you know of desires of the flesh? You don't even look at your own junk.
Well, no, because I'm divorcing myself.
Exactly.
So how do you know how big it is if you've never seen it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, when
big is
you
it?
have abstracted desire, you can start to measure things objectively, right? So, for instance, do I know that I am in the bottom 20th percentile for penis size for my height and weight? Yes. Does that make me feel Insecure. Sometimes. Do I know where I'm going with this? Not exactly. But life is a journey.
Marco, just take a cigarette.
Fuck yeah, I'd have a cigarette, actually. Yeah,
There
thank you.
you go.
All
Marco
right.
sparks up a cigarette.
So, regarding the new tour guide, simple as I know, our mascot has been promoted. You've all heard of, our bear.
Have we heard of the bear?
You have.
We have a bear?
The mascot for Astral Adventures is none other than Buddy the Bear, or Bub for short, meaning Brilliant Ultra Soft Bear.
Well, no way we're gonna meet the bear.
Oh.
This is a big moment for
Is my hair okay?
you. Your hair looks great.
So the way that I understand it is that he upset a children's birthday party on a mainline cruise. And then they sent him out here because he'd been deemed elite and too elite for children.
Oh my god, I'm not worthy.
This is not an actual bear, right?
Oh no, it's a for real bear, yeah.
Marco takes a big drag.
No, it's a real bear.
Just so like,
It's a bear.
okay.
Picture a bear?
No, I mean, I'm I feel like you're not really understanding the parts of this concept that I'm struggling with.
Sure, yeah, no, go on.
Marco, have you ever seen the advertisements for Astral Adventures and there's a bear?
Yeah, no, I mean, we all know Buddy the Bear.
Yeah, he plays
He
the
doesn't
I
ukulele.
thought that was
costume.
a, what do you say, animatronic?
Yeah,
no,
Eric thinks I
no,
was
he's
just
a
losing.
real bear.
an
With the
actual
mind
bear.
of a cartoon bear.
Wait.
That's why he's so good at singing and dancing.
Darcy.
Yeah,
You are saying
yeah.
that this not animatronic bear
It's a real bear, yeah.
is our fourth.
Yeah, he's the mascot. He's going to represent our adventures in space.
This is the best day of my life.
That's the right attitude, Sid Double D.
What the fuck?
No, it's okay. He's really good on the ukulele. He's great at dancing and singing. And just an all-around great guy, Buddy. Buddy the Bear. The one you got to look out for is the fox.
Darcy, do you
Sorry.
know
What was-
how in the world did this bear come to be part of this elite team?
We're ruining a
want the,
children's
uh,
party.
But
Do you want the answer that's good for Sid's ears?
it's skill
or do you
set
want
playing the
answer-
ukulele does not help us survive these situations that we are in every day.
Well, maybe give us the Sid-friendly version.
Sid-friendly version? So a bear volunteered to be our mascot, and the wonderful CEOs, executives, and premium class peoples decided to teach it how to sing, dance, and play instruments. And now we have Buddy the Bear.
Does
I don't
it?
know how you don't know this.
Yeah, even Sid knows this.
I love Buddy.
Yeah, Buddy's great, right, Sid?
In the commercials, does Buddy the Bear talk?
Oh yeah, he sings and talks. He'll do everything. He's bipedal, in fact. I mean, he can be quadrupedal, but that's only if you get him in a mood.
Well, do you know where on the ship Buddy the Bear is?
Yeah, back in the cargo bay. They're gonna wake him up for orientation, though. He's gonna do a little doodad.
All right. I mean, I must admit, this is going to be a very novel experience for me. I've never seen a real-life bear.
And yeah, this is a real bear.
Is Buddy kind of like a big bear?
He's
on
a
the
pretty big bear.
advertisements?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a brown bear from someplace called Alberta. Weird.
That doesn't make sense to me at all.
No, it's a stupid name for a
That's-
stupid place.
Exactly.
Well, which case is Big Bear is Shield.
Entirely possible. Could be useful. Keeper, I just have one fucking question I want you to answer honestly. Do you think this bear is fucking bigger than me?
No, Marco, no.
As an answer, what's your size?
My build is...
Yeah, what's your build? Sorry.
Yeah, so build is 2. My size is 85.
Size-wise, he's got you beat. Girth? Pretty square.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
I can work. There's a lot that I can do with that.
Yeah, girth is what really matters.
I'm not expected
Darcy.
to be able to perform surgeries and first aid on a bear. I know human anatomy, but a bear?
You won't need to. He'll be able to disarm any sort of conflict with children or parents alike simply by strumming his handy ukulele.
Radical.
I did have a kid use my compliance collar on me until I peed myself last week. So it might be nice to have a bear around to deal with that.
I am
Even
so sorry
Buddy
about
has
that,
his
Marco.
compliance collar, you know? He'll be easy enough to maintain if things go awry.
All right.
No, I want to know Buddy for who he really is.
Well, he's the best of us. If, you're a bear.
I swear to God, every time I think Astral Adventures cannot be any more weird, they cannot get any more extravagant, and boom, they give us a bear.
This is what I'm telling you. Did you read that article I sent you about divorcing yourself from expectations so that the reality of your experience is just untempered by your
That takes a
expectation.
long drag.
That's the one that you wrote, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. You gotta get a divorce.
Fucking what are you smoking? Why are you giving us tobacco? You got the good shit over there.
I'm just adapting.
It's menthols.
Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna be talking like this.
Yeah, no, but seriously though, for real. Everything I know about Buddy the Bear is that Buddy is sick as fuck. Isn't that right, Darcy? Yeah. Buddy is pretty great.
So you've met him?
I've met Buddy, yeah, but I also trained most of the mechanics across the whole fleet, so yeah, I know Buddy.
No way, Buddy's a mechanic too?
No, Sid Double D. No. Buddy is a bear.
Buddy should be team lead.
No, Sid, it is time for you to be team leads. We're not giving into the bear. You pull the straw, okay?
I can't make this more clear. He doesn't have opposable thumbs.
He doesn't have what?
Opposable thumbs.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's just a bear.
Don't say he's just a bear.
Sorry.
He's not just a bear.
He's more than a bear.
He's my best friend.
Did you get the commemorative plushie?
Yeah.
Nice. I bet your grandfather would have loved that.
We just cut to Sid's room, and it's just Buddy the Bear merch, like top to fucking bottom. Sid has not saved a cent towards their dad.
There's the wall of Astro Employee of the Year, and then next to it is just Buddy the Bear merch.
Sid, how old are you again?
24. My prefrontal cortex has not fully developed.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It's very self-aware.
That was a big
Thanks,
word for
Marco.
you, Sid. That was a big word.
Thanks.
You're
Wow.
welcome. I heard through the grapevine you're team lead for the mission.
Yeah. Wow. Loose lips travel fast.
Yeah, Tyson. He looks over at Tyson. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Marco looks at Tyson and then blushes.
The cigarette falls out of Tyson's mouth.
Shit. Darcy then flips over her hand and she's wearing a leather glove, and you see her ash her cigarette in the palm of her glove and then wipe it off on her heavy-duty overalls.
Radical, do it too, Tyson.
Yeah, totally. I can absolutely do that. I'm the fastest thing. And he ashes his cigarette in the palm of his exposed hand.
Oh, buddy.
No, that's the bear.
So anyways, yeah, like I was saying, I can do that too. Darcy has her hand fully cradling her face in this moment of embarrassment for her junior, at which point she says, cigarette break aside, you guys are going to be late for your orientation. You got to watch through the double mirror.
No! And Sid just starts sprinting.
Bye, I guess, manners, right?
She's full
Jesus.
of spit, don't worry.
Darcy, one for the roads.
Yeah, here.
Thank
Do
you,
you all want
beautiful.
Oh, good.
All right.
No,
Puts
that's
it
in your
back.
pocket.
Puts it in the pocket. For your references, Darcy is bald-headed, with a deep brown eyes, a soft, worn face that has seen far too many years in close proximity to the harsh radiation of ship's engines. And Tyson McQueen is a swift individual of average height and build, but is built like a shit brick house. Almost as wide as he is tall, the manic, muscular Tyson can often be found zooming through the hallways.
Is he a red car?
You can hear him go kerchow from once in a while. He has the Same habit inherited from his educator of walking away from conversations that become too boring for them. But yeah, they will often hop from minor technical issue to technical issue across the ship. But at this point, they're both just seated there on the entryway, this kind of foyer to the engine rooms themselves, looking at the rest of you now that Sid Double D has disembarked, sprinting for the orientation room in the galley.
Let's make our way.
Yep, we start walking away. As we do, Adella kind of elbows Marco. Don't think I did not see that blush. Colonel desires my little ass, Marco. And she continues walking.
Marco, his mouth opens and closes a couple times, and he slows down while he's trying to think of a response, and then he just gets a dumb little grin on his face and kind of does a little wiggle and hurries to catch up to Adella.
So you catch up, you ascend the elevators, the doors opening and closing in the traditional fashion with the voice of Jameson announcing your entry and exit from various rooms until you go back to the galley where Sid Double D is waiting. And
You're so fast.
You did. That's a really good job.
Thank you.
You're really quick.
You did not even smoke a cigarette and you're huffing and puffing? Have you not been working out?
No.
The galley is a completely different orientation than it was when you came in for breakfast, now exposed to a much vaster space, almost as though this large cabin has been cut in half, with the section where you stand having in the middle of its wall a large window where you can look into the actual zone where the guests receive their orientation, allowing you to also enjoy the Astral Adventures orientation and become more prepared for what is to come. Another thing that is out of place is on your side of the wall, there is a massive container that is attached to the moving walls of the galley, as though it will open up into the guest quarters of this orientation proper. And it doesn't take a blind person to see that labeled on the side of this crate is the word buddy.
A bear in a box.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
Okay, Sid, calm down.
Okay.
You're gonna meet him soon enough.
That is when the voice of Jameson pipes in.
Hello, dear crew. Please quiet the fuck down for the orientation so they don't hear you on the other side.
And Jameson departs, at which point all of the lights in the entire galley dim, even though there's no reason for your lights to dim, seeing as how it's a double mirror, but every light dims all the same. And you are looking into the room where you see the orientation take place on the massive vid screen stretched across the wall. And as you look in, you see the two paying guests aboard the Jameson, Carl and Teresa, seated in their appropriate casual clothing for mid-morning attire, watching the orientation before they are shuttled off to this foreign planet. And then the speakers blare with a before clarifying. And you hear the voice of Astral Adventures CEO Doug ring through the ship.
Deep in the void of space that exists beyond the glowing warmth of the soul system, skirting the fringe of the Promethean highway, there is a ship. Not a ship of mercenaries, pirates, or standard naval patrol. No, this ship is something else entirely. Purpose-built to deliver its passengers a single thing: entertainment. Welcome aboard an Astral Adventures Century-class cruiser, where the dead of space becomes a magical memory for everyone involved. Of all the incredible, tantalizing extraterrestrial experiences at your disposal through Astral Adventures, there is nothing more memorable, nothing more desirable than the Premium Extreme Adventure Challenger experience, or Peace. Peace is where wonders of the cosmos are put into the palms of your hands, literally. Peace brings people together. Peace puts a smile on the faces of children and adults alike. This is when you see on the vid screen a small child
run up beside the CEO of Astral Adventures, Doug, and say,
Oh, gee whiz! I thought ice cream was the best thing in the universe.
Oh, crippled Timmy. No. Small child, peace is the very best thing in the universe.
Oh, silly me! Do you have any ice cream?
Sure thing, Timmy. It's right by that previously undiscovered extraterrestrial plant over there. Go have some fun. And Timmy runs off. Maybe your loved ones paid a high price for peace. Maybe your friends. Now it's your turn, so welcome aboard, peace enjoyers, and get ready to get astral with your adventures. Our fearless expert guides will be your confident leaders on this incredible journey through space. You will disembark from the Astral Adventures Deep Space Family Fun Cruiser in one of our top-of-the-line shuttles and actually venture down to the surface of the planet, which you can see through our trademarked luminous, extravagant, nano-hardened surfaces, or lenses, for short. This never-before-explored planet on the edge of the Promethean Highway, named Radwin V. And you will be the first humans to set foot on this planet, which is rich with life-supporting atmosphere. So you will get to enjoy the planet's surface without its bulky spacesuits protecting you from harmful gases. Instead, you'll get to travel in our chic, nano-leather adventure jump shoes. Practical and stylish.
Oh, gee whiz, Doc! This plant started to strangle me! I'm in danger!
Crippled Timmy, so silly. Enjoy your extreme astral adventures. And as always, have fun. And the screen cuts out.
Marco, that was me as a child actor as a kid.
No shit, really?
I did that role.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Why are you called crippled?
It was the bit. I don't know. I don't write these. I just do them.
You did really good. Maybe once you get out of this, you got a career in acting.
I want to be a tour guide forever.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Look,
I don't know what to do with that.
We'll talk about that later.
It's at this point you all hear... and almost catapulted out of the box next to you and into the room where the guests reside, you see a massive bear roll and tumble into the space, at which point...
Oh, excuse me. Just a minute, folks. And the bear puts on a pork pie hat and picks up a small ukulele and goes, it's all pleasure to meet you all. I'm just going to get tuned up here.
Oh my god, he actually has a ukulele.
He's actually trying to tune it.
Dear God.
Oh, gather round, young boys and girls, for I've a tale to tell. A story about a brand new friend who will... Sorry, let me retake that.
Yeah, cut.
Oh, gather round, young boys and girls, for I've a tale for you. A story about a brand new friend who'll never leave you blue. A friend to you, a friend to all, a friend who loves and shares. A friend who you can get to know. Buddy the indentured bear. Oh, Buddy the indentured bear. Buddy the indentured bear. A singing, dancing war machine who plays and laughs and cares. Buddy the indentured bear. Buddy the indentured bear. A cuddly wuddly piece of biological warfare. Oh, Buddy grew up in a lab he's made to kill and rip. But Buddy dreamed of other things, so he escaped upon a ship. Some kids found him in a locker, and just a little later, the folks who owned the ship made Bud a children's animator. Oh, Buddy the indentured bear. Buddy the indentured bear. A friendly children's animator, one without compare. Buddy the indentured bear. Buddy the indentured bear. His labor's free, but you can leave your kids within his care. I have 4 more verses of this if you guys want to keep going.
Well, at this point, Carl and Teresa are like, yeah, buddy. Woo!
Sid's crying.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you, folks. As you know, I'm Buddy the Bear, and I'm here to be one of your tour guides today, and I am just so pleased to meet you.
Both Teresa and Carl go, oh, yeah, absolutely. And then a door, previously unseen behind the vid screen, opens. And Jameis goes, boom, boom.
Now entering the Commodore.
And entering the room with you, Buddy, and our 2 guests, Carl and Teresa, is none other than the Commodore of this vessel, Ellery Kane, an elderly, clean-shaven man with graying hair that is styled back, with an obvious slash of gray through the right side of this styled hair. This tall, broad-shouldered man has a menacing appearance. His one blue eye and one green eye add to this demeanor. You all, tour guides, other than Buddy, who's new to this vessel, know that it is rare to see old Commodore Ellery outside of his prim and proper uniform. He also carries a very untraditional pistol at his side at all times to solidify his intimidating cast. He steps into the room and firmly slaps the high, broad shoulders of Buddy, who currently still cradles the ukulele between his massive brown bear paws.
Buddy accidentally just, cracks the ukulele. Oh, sorry.
No need to worry, Buddy. Carl, Teresa, in no time whatsoever you will venture down to the planet, but before you do so, let me introduce you to the rest of your extreme tour guides.
And the door opens.
Now introducing our extreme tour guide cast. Starting with our team lead, Sid with 2 Ds.
Hello, and welcome to Extreme Astral Adventures, or AA. My name is Sid, and I will be your team lead. Joining me are Marco and Adella, Buddy the Bear. We offer our tours both in English and en français. Bienvenue to Astral Adventures, AA. Je m'appelle Sid. Je suis votre chef d'équipe. Avec moi, et Marco, et Adella, et Buddy.
Bonjour.
Merci beaucoup, Sid.
De rien.
Now, considering my heritage, I will refuse to speak further of that vile tongue. Radwin V. All of you in this room now will be the first to set foot upon its surfaces, a vastly forested planet with mountains for optimum viewpoints of our adventure today. If you look to the lens on the starboard side of the ship well within sight, and he gestures over to the starboard side, and what looked to be a solid wall at one point illuminates into this crystalline clear window that zooms in on the surface of the planet, still leaving a bit of its spherical shape to be seen, almost witnessing the atmosphere. Radwin V, a gem on the edge of the solar system. So far away are we from the sun that the days are dark, and the rotation of this planet is incredibly slow. So, your time may be jarring down on the planet, but the reason we are here today, the purpose of our astral adventure, is to witness something greater in the dark. As you both know, Carl and Teresa, once every 500 years, there is a comet storm that passes this edge of the galaxy, the Empyrean Comet Storm. And it just so happens that Radwin V is one of the first planets to be graced with this experience. And we on the Extreme Astral Adventures Tour Guide Council have determined that there is no better place to witness this comet storm than on the dark side of the planet furthest from the sun, already so distant. Shaded by the planet, you will have a perfect view of the distant comets overhead as they sail further into the system. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And we aboard the Jameson will not let you miss it, for that is why you paid top dollar. And that is why our sponsors at Real Meat support this venture. Now, our capable tour guides, led by Sid, will clear a campsite for you first before you venture down in one of our luxury shuttles to meet them. At which point you will enjoy this comet storm in luxury. That is all from me and the paid crew of the Jameson. I bid you adieu. I know I said I wouldn't say it again, but it makes Sid happy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy your time with Buddy. Normally, when Buddy makes an appearance on these adventures, he is accompanied by his arch-nemesis, the Fox.
Goes Buddy.
Not the fox.
However, the Fox has experienced incredible emotional trauma in his last adventure and will not be joining Buddy this time around. So, enjoy your time on Radwin V, however short it may be. Or, if you grow uncomfortable, even if you don't venture down to the surface like you paid for, you're welcome to view the comet storm safe here in low orbit, aboard the Jameson through our trademarked lenses. I will now adjourn to the bridge of the ship with the rest of my pilots. Thank you again for joining us aboard the Jameson and for believing in what we offer here at Astral Adventures, an experience unlike any other within the galaxies and those beyond. He takes a stiff bow and then promptly takes one step back. Almost in sync, Jameson.
Now leaving the Commodore.
And the Commodore is gone. And you all are left in the room with the two guests. And, of course, Buddy, the bear.
Adella walks up to Carl and Teresa. So, like the Commodore said, you can stay up here in the ship and watch the comet show from here. Does that sound lovely?
Well, thanks for asking. Actually, I was really excited to make my trip down to the surface. It just seems so amazing to be the, 1, 2, 3, the third, fourth person down on the surface of a previously unexplored planet. Isn't that right, Teresa? Yeah, I'm totally keen. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds, sounds great.
For sure. You want to go down because I hear the view is spectacular up here and maybe no need to go down on the planet.
Yeah, what do you think, Carl? Just not risk an unexplored planet? That's so silly. We paid top dollar to go on down to the surface and see what it's like with our own two hands, feet, eyes, whatever it may be. And the Empyrean comet storm is going to be simply amazing, is what the Commodore just said. Isn't that right?
You know, I gotta hand it to you, Carl, in the same way. You know, I was born and raised on space stations my whole life, so I've only been in atmosphere a handful of times. I'm also very excited, and I'm glad we get the opportunity to experience this together, my friend.
What's your name?
I'm Marco.
Marco, it's such an absolute pleasure. I'm glad someone.
They shook hands, by the way.
Yeah, we shook hands. That's why you heard probably the cacophony of noise.
I'm so excited that our guides are also so enthusiastic about being on a planet for the first time in human history. It's just phenomenal.
Oh, oui, oui.
Would you like your tour in English or en français?
I'm from Idaho. I would really, I'd really like it en anglais.
Could Marco, just as he kind of shook hands with Carl, I'd like to kind of give him an up and down and try to figure out what kind of money Carl and Teresa are.
Ooh, intriguing. So not necessarily a character, but their wealth. This goes beyond psychology.
I think there's an appraise skill.
Yeah,
There
roll
isn't
appraise for me, please.
Appraise in a person.
I was definitely aiming for psychology, but let me clarify my question a bit.
Yeah,
What I mean is, like,
Appraise.
I don't need to know, like, exactly. I'm
Value
just
of the people.
I'm trying to like assess what level of crimes, like crimes against humanity, has this person committed to be able to afford this kind of tour.
Understood. Tell you what, you can roll psychology neutral or psychoanalysis with a penalty die.
Gotcha. I'll do psychology neutral.
Gotcha. Go for it.
Ooh, that is a success.
That is a success. You gather that Carl and Teresa, from your very keen gaze and analysis there, Marco, Teresa is wearing a sparkly brand new diamond ring. And Carl is wearing a, unlike audience, you can't see this, but I am married and I have a wedding ring that's actually oval in shape. Carl is wearing a perfect, pristine golden ring. You get the sense that these two are on a honeymoon of some sort. To be able to afford this sort of a luxury experience, they have to come from money. They have to.
So the vibe I'm getting is like this is generational, like inherited wealth.
This is inherited wealth.
Right, gotcha.
These people are probably distantly connected to the Spud plantation in Central America.
Totally. Okay, Marco is just kind of like does that read, and then looks to Adella, and also to Sid to a lesser degree, but just kind of gives this nod of like, yeah, okay, this is like old money, and so we're gonna have to kind of like watch our tongues and like, you know, there's only like a certain amount of kind of like casualness that we can have with these people before they turn on us, essentially.
Does Adella get all that from Marco?
Marco,
Yeah, it's just one of those nods. You've seen one of those nods.
So, by comparison to Marco, Carl is a trout-shouldered man.
I have never heard that.
Not broad, not intimidating, long-necked,
You know, like a trout.
Like a trout.
Brian.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got two trouts on his shoulders.
He carries with him the stature of a person who has never gone without a good meal in his entire life. The same is true with Teresa, though Teresa is in far better shape than Carl. The nod passed between you two. You can make a psychology check against Marco if you like to interpret that. We'll see how much of it gets through.
It's a failure.
That's a failure. Marco looks at you and just solemnly nods
Yes.
to this diatribe by Carl. Interpret it what you will.
To herself, Adela, she's like, once again, he's trying to communicate with me without saying anything. What the fuck?
It's at this point Teresa speaks up. Well, yeah. So, yeah. Buddy the bear.
Well, hiya there.
Great to meet you. Can I get a photo for memory's sake?
Oh, gee whiz, absolutely. Why don't you both get in here?
Okay, less words would be fine, but yeah, sure. Yeah, let's pile in.
I am.
Do you want to like pretend you're killing me? A lot of people want to do that for some reason.
I'm pro bearing arms, so no.
Well, that's funny because I have two bare arms.
Well, yeah,
That's pretty good.
On the nose, buddy. Would any of you like to get in the picture with Buddy, seeing as how you're our extreme tour guides? Oh, great.
Well, come on in here, pal.
Adella, I'm gonna picture with Buddy.
I can take the picture.
Oh, thanks so much, Adele.
Jameson,
It's
in the air?
Adela. Bear.
I apologize. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Adella. Buddy turns to Carl and just very much matches Carl's energy in terms of, well, gee whiz, how you doing there, pal? And like holds her the paw.
Chief, it isn't Buddy the Bear.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. I heard
the
you
pleasure's
folks
all mine.
were from Idaho.
Yeah, we love potatoes.
That is incredible. You know, my ancestors are from Idaho.
Really now?
Yeah, I think so.
And what were they like?
Well, they were barely there, I guess.
Classic Buddy.
Okay, get together, boys and girls and bears.
What was your name again? Teresa speaks up.
Adella.
Adella, Jameson can take the photo from the... You can join us in
Oh,
the picture.
how lovely. Yes, I can.
Yeah, it would be lovely to commemorate this moment.
Yes. Adella gets in.
Gather around, everyone. Everyone to either side of Buddy here. And then look at the glowing green line over the doorway, and Jameson will immortalize this moment forever.
Right at the immortalizing moment, Sid blinks.
Perfect. You see a bright green flash. And just like that, Carl steps away. Well, that's about it. I guess we'll wait in our shuttle or in our quarters until we're called to go down. I guess you folks are going down before us to clear the way.
Yes, we are.
I'm so happy it's you all, the extreme adventure guides and all that. That's just, what a treat.
Yes.
Well, we are your team, and we are just so happy to be here. Say, why don't I play you out as you walk towards your shuttle? Oh well. Buddy's here with some fine folks.
Oh, God.
Sid knows all the words.
Buddy just like puts a paw over Sid's mouth. Buddy's here with some fine folks to go and see some comets. Somehow we all ate real meat and nobody did vomit. The man wants to go down and see it with his eyes. And then they're like walking out the door, and Buddy gets a little quieter and goes, and the lady says she does, but we know that that's a lie.
And the doors. Bung, bung.
Guests now exiting the galley. Tour guides, Extreme and Buddy. Prepare yourself. Make your way down to the hangar where you can collect your loaned equipment. Qualities assured. Provided by Astral Adventures.
Okay, well, it's nice to meet you guys. I'm Buddy. If anybody wants an autograph, I do not have opposable thumbs. But I'm happy to help out in any other way. Gee, this seems like this will be fun.
My name is Sid.
Hi, Sid. How are you? Well, that's good, I think. It's good to breathe. I see you're exhaling a lot. You also seem to be sweating quite profusely.
I ran here.
She's a big fan. She's a very big fan of yours.
Well, that's real nice to hear. I take it all you folks are experienced adventurers, eh?
You could say that. We've been around once or twice, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I spend most of my time entertaining children, so you let me know when that can come in handy, okay?
Oh, good lord.
So, you mind Buddy, Can I call you Buddy?
Absolutely, that's
All right.
the name.
Well, do you mind me asking exactly what happened with the children's birthday party that led to you joining our fine crew here?
Oh, that was just a simple misunderstanding, I think. You see, the children's parents, they were, in the bar like they normally were. And then the children's mother showed up to check on it. And, we got along really well. And then as soon as Buddy knew, it was 8 hours later and we were in their master suite. And the husband walks in and wasn't so happy about the way that Buddy and the wife were getting along.
I played that video game. I saw that scene.
Sid, let me tell you, I wish it was a video game.
So, you fucked his wife.
That's a very vulgar word, I think. I would prefer to say we're great friends.
Okay.
Whatever, I do not judge. Let's just get this over with.
Marco doesn't seem to be judging. You can just see his eye twitch and his head tilt like he's trying to figure out the logistics of how that would work.
I have a question. Does Buddy wear pants?
No.
Good.
But he's nude. Well, he's got the pork pie hat, and that's it. Yeah.
So he's formal.
He's well appointed.
He's
yeah.
very well.
And he has the control collar on as well.
Does he walk on 2 legs or 4?
2 legs.
So at this point, you all hear.
If you are to look through the lens associated to the room in which you are standing, you will see the entry of the Empyrean Comet Storm, prepared to make its climax as it enters the system. Now, Astral Adventure Extreme Tour Guides, please make your way towards the hangar so that you may deliver a truly remarkable experience to our phenomenal guests.
Guess we should go get all dressed up.
I really hope they give us the proper equipment this time.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I can't wear any clothing or use any equipment that requires an opposable thumb, but I'm happy to play us out.
Can you play us out?
But
Okay, maybe later. Maybe later.
later, yes.
Later sounds great.
Yes, later sounds
Gotta
great.
save my singing chops for the adventure.
Yes, exactly.
I always wanted to sit around the campfire and sing Buddy songs.
Don't you worry. We will get there and we will sit around and we'll have ourselves a regular old sing-along.
Do we know anything about Radwin V?
You know some details about Radwin V. Radwin V is a predominantly forested planet with a few highlands and mountains scattered between and one major body of water. It is a Pangea-like scenario where it is a single continent. And so large is this continent that at any given time, practically half of it is in the shaded side of the rather small planet and the other half on the lightward side. That being said, this is a very distant planet from the star, the center of the solar system. So even when light does touch its surface, it is very faint. The good news is that it has a hospitable atmosphere, as you were informed in the orientation.
Does Buddy know if there are bears?
Buddy doesn't know much of anything.
Can Buddy roll sing or dance to know if there are bears?
Buddy can roll anthropology to see if there are bears.
Give me a sec. That's a fail.
All right, Buddy, you look down at the surface of Radwin V through the trademarked lens of the Astral Adventures cruiser, and you see in the distance the beautiful kaleidoscopic blue-like colors of the comets entering into the system. And then you see the verdant green planet below with the beautiful pearlescent waters along its coastline. Being in low orbit as you are, you can't help but wonder what incredible creatures you're going to encounter down there.
Oh boy, gang, this looks like a great place for a cookout.
And if I'm correct, we're landing on the dark side of this planet.
You will be
right?
landing on the dark side of the planet.
Yeah.
So you have a better FOV of the wonderful Empyrean Comet Storm.
Okay, Adella heads to where the equipment is.
Wonderful. So, Adella, you're heading towards the equipment. I imagine the rest of the gang is heading towards the hangar as well, where you can gather your gear. Buddy, unfortunately, there is no bear-sized gear. However, you do have your ukulele.
It's broken.
You do have your broken ukulele.
And a pork pie hat.
And a pork pie hat.
And whenever Buddy walks, it's just like coming out of nowhere. There's just a boom, 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 boom.
Fitting into the elevator is now a bit of an ordeal, given the sheer stature of both Marco and Buddy being in the same confined space at the same time.
So if I get into the corner here,
maybe if I'm kind of bottom heavy at being a bear, so maybe if I get in first and then you kind of like wedge in.
Yeah, like wedge into the top. Yeah.
Also note that
Adella.
Adella's build is -1. She's very petite.
Adella, if you could just fit between the up and the down button on this, that'd be great.
Don't worry, guys. I'll just take the next elevator. It's fine.
No, you get in here, buddy. There's plenty of room.
What's your name?
I called you buddy, but I'm the buddy. How about pal? Sport? Champ?
Yeah.
Okay, pal sport champ.
So you all cram into the elevator,
Yeah.
and it lurches down with the increased weight until you get to the cargo bay, which then leads to the hangar. Once again, every single time you pass through one of the major doorways along this hallway, you hear the familiar boom boom, and then Jameson announcing going to, exiting from, basically letting everybody know where they belong. And then you enter the hangar proper, where you see one of the hangar bay doors at the base of the ship has opened, exposing it to the void of space. The only thing keeping everything from being sucked into vacuum are the shields that allow the shuttle to sit down and pass through on its adventure down to the planet's surface. The doors to the shuttle are open at the rear of the vessel so that you can all clamber on in. But before you get there are the familiar lockers where all of the supplies for the mission reside. Each of you must lean uncomfortably close to the locker to scan the tags on your indentured servitude collars to allow you to access the supplies within, because if any of those supplies go missing, they get added to the total debt, which you must pay off in order to earn your freedom from Astral Adventures, should you choose.
All right, well, I'm going to open up my locker and see what we got in store.
All right, you lean close. They almost fly open. So responsive are the animatronics within. And inside of your locker, you see the aforementioned chic suit for entering into a hospitable atmosphere, which you can put on. It is a single jumpsuit. Practical and stylish. With the enormous Astral Adventures logo emblazoned across the back and a smaller one over the left breast. Over the shoulders of these jumpsuits are bandoliers, which are filled with various supplies. For the most part, these are rations, inflatable supply hubs, and, of course, protein packets. These protein packets are multi-purpose. If applied to an open wound or abrasion, the protein packets will absorb into the skin and recreate a synthetic polymer to replace your flesh until a proper surgeon can look over your wounds. Brought to you by Real Meat.
Can Buddy just have like a pot of honey in his locker?
Unfortunately, Buddy, you don't have a locker.
Oh.
But, Buddy, I will get you to roll a spot hidden check for me.
That's a fail.
That's a fail. Buddy, you look around for your locker or anything familiar to the lifestyle you had aboard the more junior Astral Adventures ships on the safer parts of the systems where Astral Adventures operates, but nothing comes to mind. You simply have your broken ukulele and your hat.
Buddy kicks the only small rock on the floor. He just kicks it just a little bit.
And you see it across the shield and then fall out into the vacuum of space.
Oh, radical. I didn't know we had rocks on here.
Oh, I think that was the only one.
Oh.
Yeah, we had rock. We had rock.
But Adella wants to open her locker.
So the rest of you open your lockers. Adella, you find something incredibly similar to that of Marco, where it's just very utilitarian in purpose. But you, Sid with 2 Ds, Sid the Kid, you open the team lead locker.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's a locker and it's Buddy the Bear.
Inside, you have the shuttle recall modulator.
Shuttle recall modulator.
You have the single issue 357 Magnum for emergencies.
Hell yeah.
357 Magnum.
For emergencies.
You can also write that gun on the front of the sheet as well, so you can put the stats in for damage, which I'm sure Tom will provide.
Magnum.
I got those stats.
Nice.
What are my stats?
I mean, like, immediately?
You came in so confident. I got the stats. Okay, can we have them? No. No.
You mean like right now? Or like later? The gear that you have gathered. Very important, one of a kind. Only the team lead gets this gear.
Oh, sweet.
The gear is important for 2 reasons. One, you are in charge of handling emergencies, which is why you have the emergency 357 Magnum.
Oh, no.
And as you know, you have to be incredibly discerning with the word emergency, because every shot you fire comes out of your pay.
I want to be a tour guide forever.
Then you don't need to be so discerning. You can just have at it, you know? World is your oyster.
Dream.
So you have your recall system for the shuttle.
And is it just like a button I press?
No, it is a whole comms array. It's like you remember Palm Pilots? You got a Palm Pilot that's just for interacting with the shuttles.
But to call an emergency, you need to like take the little pen out and then tap each letter individually. You'd be like H, E, L, P.
Yeah, and then once you beat Space Invaders, then the shuttle comes.
Can you please repeat what you gave Brian? Because I thought maybe I'd get something different and I didn't write it down.
No, so Brian has the ultra chic and practical, stylish even, Astral Adventures premium jumpsuit. And you have the same thing. Both these jumpsuits are equipped with bandoliers that kind of run across and have a singular massive Astral Adventures logo on the back and another smaller logo over the left breast. The bandoliers are filled with useful adventure items such as inflatable campsite, nutrients, nutrient replacement injury packets, which are nutrients that you chew and then spit onto an open wound, and it will temporarily seal that wound.
How many?
You have one of those.
God damn it, I asked for more. And the first aid kit. Ay.
Ironically, because of your accent, they misunderstood you and just gave you more rations, which are indistinguishable from the wound healing protein packets. Courtesy of Real Meat.
You got extra snacks?
How many rations do I have?
You have enough for about 12 days on your bandolier. The standard is 3
3 per day?
total.
Or what do you mean?
So I got 3 rations on
3
mine.
rations
All
total,
right.
yeah.
1 ration per day,
1 ration per day.
Okay.
Yeah.
12 days.
They are not the ultra premium American simulated breakfast brought to you by Real Meat premium packets. However, they are the Taste of Vietnam flashback premium packets that
Taste of Vietnam flashback.
They don't make the sound of like a grenade going off, but they make the sound of a firework that sounds like a grenade going off.
And when you like, it's like a dehydrated meal. When you pour the hot water in, like when you seal the bag, you just hear a muffled version of Fortunate Son playing. Like,
and then when you open the packet, it just goes clear. And everything is okay.
You're chewing instead of sounding like chewing, it just sounds like whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Playable campsite, nutrient healing packet, 12 rations. There's something else you said to Brian. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was like a shoulder-mounted missile launch.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's not it. However,
Okay, yeah.
However, one of you, as always, are allowed to access the heavy weapons crate, barring 1 day's indentured servitude to access the crate, and if any ammunition and or weapons are missing at the return of your extreme adventure, that also gets levied against your indentured servitude.
Worry not, Marco, my dude. I got you.
Is there some kind of light source or flashlight that we get?
Flashlights are aboard the shuttle, and you are allowed to take those with you. Those do not go against your indentured servitude.
Marco would he's going to turn to Sid and he's going to be like, of course, Sid, I got no problem with your leadership, and I'm very excited. This is your first time out.
Well, it's my first time as a leader.
First time as a leader.
Don't do that to me. I've been on so many tours.
No, you're absolutely right. You know,
Don't hurt my feelings.
I'm so sorry, Sid.
Not from a buddy.
No, it was mean. It was mean. You know, Sid here is just actually, quite experienced. You know, don't listen to me, buddy. And then Marco is gonna try to distract Sid, and then sneakily go get the biggest gun he possibly can from the fucking heavy weapons locker.
All right, so you go, blink, and you hear the voice of Jameson go,
Accessing heavy weapons locker.
and it opens up. It's kind of a smorgasbord in here. What sort of weapon are you looking for?
I feel like I'm looking, what do we got by way of light machine guns?
By way of light machine guns, you have access to
Buddy's going to walk up to the heaven weapons crate as well and just like stand kind of a respectful distance behind Marco.
And actually, Marco, as just as you've looked that up, Marco is going to look at the light machine guns longingly and then think more practically, maybe a shotgun actually would probably be more the ticket.
Okay, because the model that they have here is the Model 1882 Gatling gun.
A classic.
It is.
Does that mean it has 1882 shots? That could protect
Correct.
us.
So for shotguns, they actually have a wonderful selection of 12-gauge shotguns. And by wonderful, I mean like 6.
6, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Your choice. Do you want pump, semi-auto, sawed-off, or folding stock?
I'm going to go pump. It's reliable.
Pump. With pump, you have the classic 12-gauge pump shotgun.
All right. What's
Nothing special.
What's the capacity on that?
So capacity is, let me check, it's 2.
On the pump?
Sorry, 5.
There we go.
5 on the pump. My mistake. Your damage does have several increments.
Yeah, that's right, because it's been dependent on range.
Yeah, so at 10 yards, you do 46 damage. At 20 yards, you do 2d6 damage. And at 50 yards, you do 1d6 damage. And you only get 1 shot per action.
And my malfunction, I think, is like 99 or something with these, right?
Yeah, it's incredibly high. Yeah, your malfunction is your malfunction is 100.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally a 1% chance.
Yeah.
Shotguns, they work for a reason.
Yep.
Is there extra ammunition available?
There is a whole extra bandolier of ammunition. The bandolier only contains an additional 10 shots.
Okay. I'm gonna grab that as well.
But
right.
Marco, do not lose them this time because your time keeps adding up.
Oh, don't worry, it's under me. I'm gonna be a tour guide forever.
I'm not gonna
You should have let them scan their neck to get into that.
add more time to the kids.
They want to.
Yeah, for now. You know, they're young. We all want different things when we're young, you know?
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, I see there's a disagreement here. Can I suggest that we scan Buddy's collar?
Oh,
I, being a bear, am likely going to perish before the 37 years remaining of my service are up.
Buddy, no!
Buddy reaches over and pats you on the shoulder with his big bear paw and goes, there. Buddy's got a long time to be here. There's plenty of singing and dancing yet to do.
okay, buddy. You want to help me out?
Buddy goes,
And,
oh!
okay. On a mission, yes. Okay. Buddy, you want?
You're right. Let's save it for the mission.
Yes. Want to help me out and get me a gun?
It would be my pleasure. What do you want?
Something small, easy to shoot.
That makes sense. Let's see. We've got a
What do we
pistol.
got for small
We have a
handguns?
shotgun. How would you feel about like a light assault rifle? And Buddy goes up and starts giving a detailed explanation of every like general battle rifle in there, of being like, you see, this is an M16 V4 variant.
Okay, but buddy, handgun, small gun.
Oh, you want a handgun? Okay.
Yes.
And what type of caliber were we looking for there, pal?
I actually don't know.
Okay, in that scenario, let me suggest a 9mm too. And Buddy like pushes away one crate and brings another forward, and it's a bunch of 9mm in there. He's like, no, you're probably going to want to start with your basic Glock 9mm. Essentially, this is a good, solid, reliable handgun, which is very versatile.
Is there a Glock?
There are, in fact, 2 9mm of choice, and one of them is the Glock 17 9mm.
You can see
Buddy didn't have to look at the crate to explain that, by the way.
you can see as Marco is kind of, clearing the shotgun and like checking the action and stuff like that, he's listening to Buddy the bear describe it, and he's just nodding his approval. And then he nods at Adella, which says this bear might not have opposable thumbs and shouldn't know about firearms, but seems to have knowledge. That's what he's trying to communicate with that nod.
Adella hears, Yes.
So, okay. Buddy is going to pay for a Glock 9mm for me.
Yeah, Buddy walks up and goes beep on the chip.
It has precisely one magazine.
How do you feel about extra magazine there? You know what? You're going to want it. Boop. And Buddy,
You now have 2 magazines.
Nuzzles the other magazine over. And then Buddy looks at Marco and goes, now remember, folks, 1 in the chamber, 4 in the tube. I'm sure you know that. I'm just trying to be helpful.
It's always good to be reminded, buddy. Thank you. Thanks for looking out for me.
Well, of course, pal.
Buddy, can you pick me out a gun too?
Absolutely there, sport. What are you looking for? I see you've already got a handgun there. How about we get you something that maybe has a selectable fire?
I know what that means.
But he's just going to grab, like, an M16 or something and kind of nuzzle that over to...
Sure. Once again, you hear the satisfying boop as an M16A2 is brought forth and put into your grasp.
I like it. Tom was like, "We're gonna give you 1 gun," and it's like, "But it'll cost you indentured servitude." We're like,
Say less, yeah. Cipher is great. Okay.
What is an M16A2?
So it's like think of any type of gun that you've seen, like, an army dude have in a movie. That's an M16, essentially. No, absolutely not.
I have the.
Yeah.
Tom, do you have the damage of a Glock?
I
For
do. Specifically, the one that you were given was
Yes.
the Glock 17 9mm automatic. That has 17 rounds in magazine. You have... It costs a lot. Holy. Damage is 1d10. And
What's the range?
the range is a humble 20 yards.
Does it have a malfunction?
Its malfunction is 99. Sorry, 98. And that's it.
I too should write these things down.
You
about my
should.
gun.
So the M16A2 has 2d8 damage, has a range of 130 yards. You get 1 attack or a burst of 3, and there are 30 bullets in a magazine.
And then what about the 357 Magnum 6 shots?
Yep, you have precisely 6 shots.
Does it have a range?
It does indeed. It has 1 shot per round.
Okay.
Is there possibly a way to get better equipment, like portable radar to detect
Unfortunately
hostile?
not. However, the device that is used to call the shuttle can double as an immediate radar, accurate up to 10 meters.
Oh, hey Sid. Perchance, do you want to give me the what did you call it?
You mean my... What did I write? Shuttle read modifier?
Do you?
Shuttle recall modulator. You were close, though. The shuttle recall module is the Palm Pilot sized device that works as your terminal for actually recalling the shuttle to where you are.
Yeah, Sid, perchance, could I carry this shuttle recall module?
Trade you for some snacks.
When Sidida is trying to trade rather than share, Buddy gets the saddest look on his big bear face.
No, buddy.
You can have it!
Okay. Okay.
I'm just so glad we're all learning to share.
Thank you.
It's at this point that atop the lockers, that same glowing green line modulates. And Jameson speaks up.
Hello, Astral Adventures Extreme Crew. It is time to board your shuttle. The comet storm is coming in sooner than anticipated. We must make room for the campsite of our intrepid adventurers.
Okay, everybody. Let's go.
As your team lead, let's all put our hands in.
Sure
Buddy
thing,
puts a
kid.
big pie in.
Marco puts his in and then gives Amela?
Adella.
Adella, just kind of this a nod, which says this means a lot to the kid, and you should really try to validate the choices because this is a really big
you
moment
can
for
roll
her.
for that. For
Adella
sure.
is
Yeah.
rolling. Oh. That is a failure.
Yeah, you misunderstand it. I don't know what to tell you.
Adella slowly puts her hand in, eyes rolling.
Okay, on 3, we say AA, because that stands for Astral Adventures.
Oh, yeah, Astral Adventures.
I'm not
what
going
that
to
stands
cheer for Astral Adventures.
Well, then what do we say?
How about we cheer for each other as a team?
Sure.
On 3, we cheer for each other as a team. That's what we say.
Okay. Count us
1,
in.
2, 3. Cheer for
cheer
each other as a team.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
I can't wait to go adventuring with you.
And with that, you see the green light alight at the rear end of the shuttle that is prepped to disembark. And Jameson once again speaks.
All aboard. I will safely take you to the planet's surface. Fear not. I have done this literally thousands of times.
Buddy's gonna amble onto the shuttle and sit down and try to buckle in, and then realize that they're too small for him and have to, like, double buckle over 2 seats.
Absolutely.
I'll help you because you don't have thumbs.
Oh, thanks, pal.
Anytime, buddy.
Safety first.
Yeah.
All right, everybody nicely secured with their weapons. Feeling good?
No.
All right, we move on. The ship rear entryway seals. And Jameson, you see, lights up the entirety of this upper band of light around the interior of this rather chic shuttle. There are, in fact, places to fasten yourself in a more traditional way, but there's also couches. A bed. It is cordoned off from the pilot's section, which currently can be opened at will, and you can see there is a singular chair there that is occupied by nobody other than a glowing green light across the top of it, which you know to be Jameson, who pilots all of the shuttles and the majority of the time the ship itself. Just before the ship disembarks, a vid screen descends in the chamber where all of you are getting buckled up and ready to actually prep for entry into atmosphere, and you see none other than the lead pilot of the Jameson, Sasha Foley. You know Sasha to be a fairly stern individual. She is the one who pilots the ship during more complicated maneuvers, should there be any strange occurrences here out in deep space on the edge of the Promethean Highway. She is diminutive and lithe and wears her officer's uniform frequently, though, unlike the Commodore, you all have seen her, other than Buddy, amongst the ship during casual hours wearing a particularly ratty, oversized green hoodie. She also has brown eyes, short hair worn in Dutch braids.
Hiya! I'm Buddy.
Hi to you too. I just wanted to reach out and let you all know that even though you're indentured, this is a big step. No one's been on this planet before. So, yeah, be safe, please. You don't have a lot of time to get the camp ready. We miscalculated the trajectory on some of the smaller comets as part of the comet storm, so it'll be in its full bloom in no time.
Wait, you say you miscalculated. Like, are we worried about, kind of any planetary strikes?
Planetary strikes are going to be uncommon. I would put it in the, 5% chance.
5%? That's not nothing.
You're right, but that doesn't really matter. So, go on down to the dark side, which will be a bit further away from everything, hopefully, should things go sour in that 5% chance. Get yourselves comfortable, use the pellets that are attached to your bandoliers to create the campsite, and establish an observatory for our 2 premium guests. I will be maneuvering the ship also to the dark side of the planet in hopes of evading any potential mishaps from our miscalculations of the asteroids.
But you're going to stay close, yes, Sasha?
Yes, you'll be able to see us in low orbit.
Any chance you want to stay with us?
Absolutely not. I prefer staying aboard the Jameson. I have wonderful quarters, and there's good food up here, thanks to real meat.
Okay.
Okay, well, we'll go do our job, and you stay up here. By the way, don't feel too bad about miscalculations. Math is hard. When Buddy gets back, maybe we can count together.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. We didn't do the math. Jameson did. The numbers changed rapidly. Don't let that worry you. I'll be leaving now. We're going to maneuver the Jameson into an appropriate orbit.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
End of its screen. Seals.
Jameson ever miscalculated before?
There's not like a memory check in Call of Cthulhu to my knowledge.
Maybe like intelligence?
Yeah, can you roll an int check for me, please?
I would like to do that.
Yeah,
too.
please do. Those veteran members, so Sid, Adella, and Marco, go ahead.
Extreme success for me.
I only got a hard success.
That's still pretty good.
That's still pretty fucking good.
Pretty fucking good.
I have full faith in JMO.
Hell yeah, you do, Sid. Yeah. That's the attitude we like on our
Sid's
Astral
a fucking
Adventures.
team player.
Hell yeah. Now, the rest of you two delinquents. With an extreme success and a hard success, the answer is the same. Jameson is a storied autopilot. He's made a few errors in trajectory in the past, which have cost, a few parsecs worth of fuel. Nothing significant, just minor details. Something like this is out of the ordinary. On a hard success or an extreme success, the answer is the same. Neither of you have experienced something like this before.
Marco looks at Adella and he nods. As if to say...
You're just headbanging and sink behind.
But yeah, Marco does make eye contact with Adella, and he just kind of arches an eyebrow as if to say, fuck, now I'm stuck on that. And just kind of gives this little shrug.
Yes. We might be fucked.
We might be fucked.
Okay. Let's just do this. Let's get this over with.
Made it out of worse. Let's do it.
Oh.
And as you're talking, you hear the familiar sound of the clamps that hold the shuttle in place retract. The whole ship shifts down through the shields that prevent the void of space from consuming the hangar. And you're floating through space. Down, down, down towards the surface of Radwin V, screaming through the atmosphere, flame wreathing the sides of the ship. Through the trademarked lens technology of Astral Adventures, you have a clear line of sight on the brilliant colors, the spectrum of flames engulfing your vessel's shields as you descend. Until you break atmosphere. And you're in the dark, misty environments of this forest-shrouded land as you careen towards these beautiful rolling foothills that jut forth from the otherwise overwhelming canopy of life.
So can we see this because of the ship's lights, or...
You can see through the trademark lens technology on the sides of your shuttle,
okay.
which are
Kinda like...
just, windows.
But is like night vision?
You can see it because even though it is dark here, you're still not quite in the pitch black side of the world. You're catching some sunlight.
Okay.
You can see your destination, and then you'll fade into the dark side, at which point the shuttle's lights cast a light and illuminate the surface below you. Thankfully, the shuttle casts a very clear image. You have a perfect line of sight on your determined landing zone, which you, team lead, would see on that wonderful little previously discussed Palm Pilot device.
I don't have it.
Which you would see on your team lead's previously discussed Palm Pilot device. As you descend closer and closer, you will get a ping on that device, which will showcase you not only your landing site at the peak of one of these foothills, one, to avoid any potential insect life, and two, to give you a clear line of sight of the comet storm as it passes.
So I know that there are insects.
Potentially.
Team lead, may I make a suggestion?
Radical, we're a team. I love this.
Amazing. Well, how about I'll be first out the door, and I'll do a quick sweep, and then the rest of you can follow after me.
Excellent. Can you make a bird call when it's time to follow after you?
Of course. What kind of bird do you want me to make a call like?
Magpie. That's not what they sound like.
Kid, I grew up in a space station. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know
what
what
the
you want
Magpie
from
sounds like.
And
How
then
do you
why
know what the
did you,
Magpie
like-
sounds like? You grew up in Astral Adventures.
Yeah,
I
and I
also
went
don't
on the
know
ground.
what a magpie sounds like. I can give you like the 7 farm animal noises they teach children.
Yeah, do it.
No. We do
Should
not
we
need
just
that
do
right
an
now.
oink?
Wait.
The cow says.
Ew.
The ship's stabilizers engage as the shuttle comes to a landing atop the dark. Did I fuck up?
You didn't. You just said comes, and then you paused. And we are all 9 years old.
Noted! Serious, yeah, there's cum everywhere.
That's how it safely lands.
And the ship lands.
It
and-
actually doesn't decelerate at all until the last moment.
yeah. It slides down the hill, actually, with incredible ease.
And the ship engine noises. Oh, fuck!
You hear Jameson go, "Oh yes, that's exactly how I like it." The doors open at the back of the shuttle now that you have reached your landing zone.
Buddy's trying to cover Sidda's ears during this process.
Buddy's elongated bare arms are reaching over, trying to crush your tiny child head.
Oh, worry not, buddy. I know all about the circle of life, and I've been on a spaceship before.
Okay, it's just not necessarily time for that sport.
Marco, as the plank, the gateway, descends at the rear of the shuttle, the pressurized air releases against the floodlights that are cast through the rear, leaving the world beyond completely obscured to your vision.
Oh my god, I just realized we're playing Lethal Company.
Holy shit, we are playing Lethal Company. This is fucking great. Hell yeah.
I'm worried. Okay.
That's not a scary game. Nothing bad happens.
No.
Yeah, nothing ever. Yeah, it's like Stardew Valley in space.
Yeah.
Marco, he's gonna rack a load, as they say.
Marco,
And then-
let me pull up my module. Make sure nothing is out there. It's 10 feet?
10 meters.
Yards.
I'll adjust for the Call of
Yards.
Cthulhu system, which is all entirely measured in yards.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Meters, it's 10 yards.
Adella pulls out the module
Right.
to scan
So,
immediate area.
to all of you, the familiar sound of bing, bing, as a Sudar radar pings the surrounding area. No other signs of life.
Can I roll a listening?
Sure. Go ahead and do it with a penalty dice. As
What does that
the-
mean?
So you normally roll
rolling
with a
with
D100.
disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Roll with an additional 100 die.
Oh, that's what you're... Oh,
So
you're right, my
re-roll
bad.
the big number dice and take the lower or the higher of the two.
So this is that the highest or the lowest?
We don't know
Is
yet.
0 the highest or the lowest?
Oh, 0 is the...
It's a 29 that you got.
Okay.
Otherwise, they would have got a 9.
Wow.
God damn.
With a 29,
cool.
is that to your skills of listen a success?
Yes.
With a success,
Good roll.
you hear the of air flooding the compressed airways as the shuttle's gates descend to allow you access to the planet as the atmosphere around you rushes in. Beyond this cacophony of noise, you can't really make out any signs beyond, though you are kind of used to that being an experienced guide. You know that you would probably have to step outside yourself to get a real grasp of the world around you.
Oh, I listened too early. Damn it.
It's your first time as the team lead. It's normal. You're doing a good job.
I'll listen again after. I'm really good at listening.
You are. You're the best at listening. We all talk about it.
Really?
Being a good listener is a very important skill. You should be proud of yourself.
Have the biggest cheesy grin.
Marco is gonna shoulder the shotgun and step outside.
Okay, Marco, you step outside. You are on what amounts to a Welsh mountain. For our listeners who don't understand, it's a big hill. It's not an actual mountain. It's a very big hill that breaches the canopy of this massive forested land around you. The forest, large as it is, gargantuan by scale, feels very, very close. It's almost like an optical illusion because of how tall every tree is. So you step outside into this completely dark world. The ship's floodlights kind of casting light beyond, giving you some semblance of information. Make a spot hidden check for me.
All right. That's a fail.
That's a fail. So you step out onto this elevated surface, this breach amongst the canopy of trees, and your eyes catch the brilliant blue shimmering lights of the Empyrean comet storm coming closer and closer and closer. But so distracted are you by this wondrous, once-in-a-lifetime observation that the world around you immediately seems to be ordinary, nothing crazy.
Adella is going to step out of the ship, not from the far, just outside, and listen, look around.
You can go ahead and also roll a spot hidden check for me.
Okay.
Or a listen check, your choice.
They are the same.
Super glad I took skills in locksmith.
Maybe later.
Maybe later.
Who can say?
We don't know. We don't know for sure.
Should have taken skills and jump.
Okay, I am going to spend 6 luck to get a hard success.
To get a hard success. And is this on spot hidden or on listen?
Spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Using the floodlights of the ship as your immediate point of reference, you glance along those illuminated lines in this otherwise world consumed in pitch darkness. And through the breaking canopy of the trees, on just a normal success,
Hard.
on a hard success, you see towards the base of this hill, amongst the trees that are vast, wide, aged, a smaller tree, not bearing any leaves or petals or fruit, out of place. It seems to be twisted and gnarled in a unique way, and it kind of stands out to you. And then from behind that tree, a shift of movement that vanishes into the darkness.
Okay, Marco. I saw something move. If you look just over there, as Adella points, is a small tree. You see it?
I do.
If I point it out?
Yeah.
You point it out, and Jameson, being the autopilot for the shuttle until everyone disembarks, redirects the cameras to focus solely on that tree. And you see this singular misshapen tree amongst an otherwise verdant arboreal woodland that is pure with life and growth. This one seems to be out of place, but it is just like a delinquent tree. There doesn't seem to be anything else to it.
But I saw something move.
All right.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Did it look friendly?
I don't know.
I'll go have a look.
No, Marco.
I'm gonna walk over.
Okay, Marco.
Ass first. No.
Okay, so Marco backs that ass.
Back that shit up.
Buddy's gonna follow Marco, but he's gonna be trying to creep. So the music that follows him,
Yeah, and I imagine your paws are up here. Okay, so considering you're trying to creep, make a stealth check with a disadvantage. I don't know what that is.
I can't imagine why.
May I make a stealth check?
You may. And
Wonderful.
You're going to make it normally because there's a massive bear behind you making background music.
Fucking hell. I did bad.
Oh no. How bad?
Oh no.
It wasn't a critical fumble,
Okay,
but
okay.
it was pretty bad.
I failed.
Okay, so the two most massive members of the party proceed
Shockingly.
move their way as quietly as possible down the hill. So these two bulls within a singular china shop move down this otherwise vacant space until they get to this out-of-place tree. Now, for my own references, I need to make sure I have you make the correct check here. Apologies, audience. I have not run a Call of Cthulhu game before.
Anthropology.
It might be. It's a specific family of tree.
Natural world?
This, I think, would be... Man.
Dodge? Is there an
dance? Investigation skill?
Or sing? No, there is not, which is weird because they're called investigators.
They're called investigators. Spot hidden seems redundant at this point, considering you've both kind of... Many people have botched this. Let's go.
Why don't you just tell
world?
us the answer, and then we'll tell you what skill we should roll to get the answer.
Yeah, of course. That is how that works. So, anthropology. No. Please do make a spot hidden check now that you are at the tree. And I would like each of you to make this with a penalty dice. Not disadvantage, penalty dice.
They're both 34s, which are both failures.
Mine's a fail.
All right. So you get to this small, out-of-place tree. This, by comparison to the canopy sprouting about you, seems unnatural. But maybe it's just because it is exposed a little bit higher up on the hill that it hasn't grown to such extent. Neither of you are equipped to establish why this tree is the way it is, but even against the cast beyond it, it is out of place. That is the most you're able to discern. You don't know what was being pointed out by your compatriot.
Marco, I think this tree could use some tender love and care.
I think you
Marco, do you see anything?
I'm not seeing anything.
Do you want me to come take a look at the tree?
No, sit.
What?
No.
Oh.
We stay in partners, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Sid, we're working on the buddy system.
Buddy,
Oh, dear
just
God.
like you.
Absolutely.
It's at this point that you two, still being within the confines of the shuttle, hear the voice of Jameson.
Well, team leader, it seems that many of your party have disembarked. Hopefully you can set up camp before the next shuttle arrives, lest you be further indentured for failing to fulfill your duties.
I'm gonna be the best team lead ever.
The shuttle is leaving?
Okay, bye.
You know this very well.
Oh.
I do not stay around on stinky planets. I leave.
Jimmo, it's not stinky.
So, you two receive the notification from Jameson that time is of the essence, and you should start setting up camp here on this hilltop to receive your two guests.
Is Jameson gone already?
No, Jameson pilots the shuttle. The shuttle can't leave until everybody's disembarked.
Well, I guess we better get off the shuttle. Peace out, Jimmo. See you soon.
Oh, wait, is Jameson leaving?
Well, yes. I never stick around for interplanetary adventures. I always return to my homestead. The Jameson.
So this is a goodbye?
Yes.
Oh. Buddy's gotta say goodbye. He's sad to see you go. But he's so glad to have had you, a friend that he loves so. Oh, Buddy will remember you, our friendly shuttle guy. And now he's got to sit right down and have a little cry.
I care nothing for your tears, Giant Bear. Thank you for that heartwarming song. If I had a heart, I'm sure it would have fluttered to your magnificent vocal experience. As for the rest of you, chop, it's working time.
Adella, I know all of Buddy's songs.
Yes, I can tell. And Marco, you keep watch. Sid and I will start setting up the camp.
Does it seem like a good place to set up camp?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
purpose chosen by Jameson.
on this
But
hilltop.
does it seem like the best place?
Okay, Sid, it is the best place. This is where we are setting up.
I want it to be optimal. I am the ultimate tour guide.
I'm kind of with our team lead on this. I mean, this is Jameson, Mr. I can't fucking calculate comets anymore, so maybe we should actually take a quick little gander at it and make sure it's good.
Okay, listen to me. So we are on a hill which has good views of the sky, which is what our fucking customers want. Okay, and all around us is a dark forest, which I saw something moving, but we don't know what it was. So where the fuck are we going to go if not here?
I mean, I guess, yeah, without a ship, it's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's get her all set up. If you sign off, team lead.
To be honest, I dropped something on the ground. I was not paying attention.
I understand. It happens to the best of us. I'm gonna do a perimeter. I'm gonna run the perimeter.
All right.
With my shotgun. Can I retcon and say that I grabbed a flashlight?
Yeah, of course.
And would there be a little like place to mount it on the shotgun?
For sure. You've got a Borelli.
All right. Oh. You mean a Benelli?
Whatever one.
No, it's 2903. I have a Borelli.
You think Astral Adventures is paying for brand
they're not
name
getting you an Italian shotgun. You out of your mind? This is from Turkey. It's like you shoot it and then like the fucking pump action falls off.
This is from Shenzhen, China. This is not.
It has a wrap on it that just says wish.com, wish.com, wish.com.
Yeah, so anyways, I pronounced the name correctly. It's a Bellini.
And it tastes delicious.
It is, oh man. Fucking delicious.
It's amazing. It's a shotgun, folks.
This is my favorite shotgun to lick.
And yes, you can easily attach a flashlight to it.
Wonderful.
And this is one of those nice ones. This is like a night guard flashlight. Like Ben Stiller in the...
Gotcha. I thought Night Guard was a brand of flashlight, and you were just trying to like get back at Alex and I for knowing what Benelli was.
No, I'm just gonna take the L on that one.
Okay. Double check that it has batteries.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, good point. I read a story about a bachelorette party once. This is a very big problem for them.
Gain inspiration. Okay.
So team leader is okay with you. Marco and Gilbert are going to keep watch, and we set up camp. Yes, is agreeable to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Buddy's gonna walk around and set out markers delineating the distance and gradient for zones of fire, and hum to himself.
Buddy. Maybe I'm stepping out of line here, but you've been in the shit.
Well,
Am I
Marco, are you asking about Buddy's story?
I certainly am.
Oh!
Yes!
Well, Buddy sails the stars above on a nice cruising ship. A special kind of collar round his neck they did equip. So if Buddy doesn't sing or dance or refuses to be fun, they'll flip a switch and that will crush Buddy's cranium. Now, Buddy entertains the kids while Mom and Dad get drunk. He sleeps inside a little box, they didn't get a bunk. It seems that Buddy switched his old military prison for a different kind of hell within late-stage capitalism.
Whoa, Buddy, is that on the new album?
No, Sport, that's Buddy's special song. Buddy only sings that to people he likes, like our good friend Marco here.
Marco, you're chosen.
I'm really sorry to hear about your troubles, buddy.
Oh, that's okay. Everyone has troubles.
As Adele is setting up one of the tents, he's like, Sid, come on, help me set this up.
Oh, sorry, I was busy singing.
I just picture Sid at the top of the hill with Adella, and Adella is setting up work while Buddy and Marco walk the perimeter of the lower part of the hill, and so it's just belting from the top of the hill.
There's only 50% of a team here.
Buddy is also like clearing brush, like putting out markers at 50, 100, and 150 yards. Like, yeah.
Easy enough. There's very little plant growth on the top of these foothills that lead into a larger chain of mountains towards the southwest.
For setting up camp, like, because Sid is an excellent tour guide, they want to, like, check for optimum safety and optimum viewing for the best camp spot.
Sure. Go for it.
Roll tour guide.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think there's a singular check for that. You are trained, dedicated, honed your life in this. Roll an education check.
Oh, dang. I want to do 2 luck points and make it a extreme success.
Yeah.
That's super extreme.
Dude, so extreme.
What?
So extreme.
Was oh.
Together to speak in the mic. We established this.
That's how I know.
Okay, Sid with 2 Ds. Sid with an extreme success. Jameson may have fucked up the calculation on incoming comet storm. Did not fuck it up on a campsite. The top of this hill, pretty optimal. You look to the mountains to the southwest. Too jagged, rigid, probably too far away, impossible for a shuttle to land, uncomfortable spot for the campsite jacuzzi for your premium guests. Yeah, this seems like a good enough spot. Moreover, being on the dark side of the planet, you'll get a wonderful, unobscured view of the brilliant lights that come with this sort of event.
Yes, this is the most excellent spot. Oh, I shouldn't have not put faith in JMO. Bad team lead.
So I'm assuming because it's inflatable campsites, I toss a cube there, poof.
Yep.
It is a chair. I toss one there, poof. It is a tent.
Yep.
Campfire.
The patented Astral Adventures instant campsite capsules are activated by a simple crunch of your teeth, and then you throw them on the ground and they inflate. So yeah, campfire, boom. Tent, boom. The only
Espresso machine.
Actually, you throw the espresso machine and it just turns into like a dinosaur sponge.
Why?
Yes,
I got your bullshit.
Wrong capsule.
Oh, I see. Labeled incorrectly.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, there is a premium guest tent that inflates. It doesn't have any amazing amenities within it, but it has enough to sustain a very comfortable life. The real things of importance here are the equipment crates that were left as the shuttle disembarked.
Whoops.
Those are the telescope to get a close-up view of the comets, and of course the flashlights to explore in this darkened environment should our premium guests wish for such a thing.
No exploring will be happening without us, because we have a little flashlight on our suit, right?
You do not have flashlights on your suit. However,
thought we
I like
did.
to imagine that all of you took the time to grab one of your designated flashlights from the shuttle for this adventure.
Yes, I did.
They're
Thank
good ones
God.
too. They're 2,000 lumens. You know, they're going to cast a good light.
It's a lot of fucking lumens.
It's
You don't
a
want to fuck
lot
around
of
when it comes to
lumens.
lumens.
No, absolutely
Sid,
not.
Did you grab your flashlight?
I turn around to Adella with the flashlight under my chin, like, BAM!
Oh, yes, you did.
Buddy gave his lumens to the humans, and he like nudges the flashlight over to Sid.
So, buddy, you are a bear. You don't have night vision. You're not an owl. But yeah, I fully support you don't have thumbs. Flashlights, tough.
Wait,
Hard to
wait.
use.
Does Buddy's hat have like a
Like a little drawstring?
yeah?
A little
It
drawstring?
does not, because it's a pork pie hat. But you could potentially try and put it through like the ribbon that's around the hat.
Okay, but Bear, you have good sense of smell.
Buddy can find things, yeah.
Do we have any rope?
One moment. I don't know. Can you alert us with your senses?
Absolutely.
Is something you should encroach upon our space?
I am here to stand guard, and Buddy won't let you down.
Okay.
So, buddy, you remember that at the base of your skull, there's a small little component there that allows you to activate certain things within your brain. One of them particularly twinges your
Buddy is
ocular
going through some
cortex.
character development he wasn't expecting.
One of them particularly twinges your ocular cortex.
Buddy has been cybernetically enhanced with things that he forgot until this moment. Buddy's going to go ahead and activate his ocular cortex to scan the wood line.
How do you activate this?
Well, Buddy was equipped with an ocular cortex.
Okay, and can you turn it on now?
Well, first I need to tap into the neural upload vortex.
It's a single little console on the back. It's hidden beneath your thick coat of fur, but
It's
essentially
hidden beneath Buddy's very thick and coat of fur.
You let him do this to you.
And Buddy activates it by singing a song. Yes, sir.
And with that, you
see
all hear
fucking
us-
lights go on in Buddy's eyes.
yeah. Essentially, what this does, due to Buddy's upbringing, certain things were compromised. What this does is reset his vision to what it should be for a real bear, not a real bear. So, Buddy, you can now see in the dark.
Wow. Buddy can see a lot of trees down here.
Okay, so yes. Okay, you activated it. Okay, good.
I'm on the lookout.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Camp is practically set. It's at this point that, looking at the terminal that you have in your hand, the specific, once again, Palm Pilot size thing, pings. And this is a notification that informs you that the guests are on the way down. And you look up now and you can see, hanging in lower orbit, just at this distance, a very small vessel that you recognize to be the Jameson. It's also at this point that behind the Jameson, you see the brilliance of the Empyrean Comet Storm. This mind-boggling, realm-shattering sequence of blues, whites, and brilliant cascading purples comes screaming across the horizon as far as you can see, casting that tiny ship of the Jameson as this weird shape floating in space. Something it always has been, but to you it's always been home. So seeing it in this light is crazy. Especially considering the sheer scale of this storm. Empyrean gave you some idea to the monstrosity that you were about to witness, but this is something beyond even that. And you understand how maybe this aged ship's autopilot could have miscalculated such a thing. I would like every one of you to please make the equivalent of a perception check, which is spot hidden, please.
Does Buddy get advantage on this?
Buddy does, because Buddy can see in the dark.
Oh my fucking Buddy got a 1.
Big buddy moment. Okay. We'll go around the table. So, Marco, what'd you get?
I got a big fail.
Big fail. Amazing critical success.
Fail.
Un petit fail.
Little fail. Buddy.
Buddy!
Beautiful son of a bitch. Your unparalleled night vision, hearkening back to the bears of old that roamed old Terra. As you look up at the wonders of the stars, Marco continuing his checking of the perimeter. You stop. and simply mouth agape, or I guess jaws agape, look up at the Jameson and the comet storm behind it. And you can see, just barely, the speck of the premium shuttlecraft disembarking from the Jameson. You also see the streak of blue that hits the Jameson, and the streak of blue that hits the shuttlecraft, and that lightning-fast streak of blue that impacts the forest just on the horizon before the earth shakes beneath your feet. And then your eyes, keen as they are, sees the streak of blue heading directly for your campsite. And before you have a chance to scream, to holler, to sing, to dance, to inform your compatriots of what is to come, the world goes dark for all of you at this campsite as a fragment of this comet storm careens into Radwin V, and darkness consumes you all.
Thanks for making it this far. This is the end of part 1 of Tom's one-shot, part 2 coming in 2 weeks. This podcast is edited, mixed, and mastered by me, Brian Geshgarian. All the music in the podcast is composed by me. Special thanks to Tom for keepering this session, and to Alex, Leah, Tom, and our new friend Kelsey for lending me their talent for our return to the Promethean Highway. You can find us on Insta, TikTok, and Twitch at The Stars Aren't Alright, or on Twitter at TSAA Podcast. But as a reward for making it to the end, I would like to remind you that bears are known to communicate through rub trees. These are trees that bears mark by rubbing their backs, heads, and shoulders against them, leaving behind scent marks that convey information about their presence, status, and readiness to mate. Most of all, thanks to you for listening, and we'll see you next time.